Fractions as operators. Can we use a ratio table? Of course. Actually, you're going to really want to use a ratio table for this one. In today's problem string, we are going to be multiplying decimals by whole numbers and a whole number by a whole number. We're going to be using relationships in numbers and our number sense to be able to fill out these ratio tables. For the first ratio table, I'm actually going to be using the number 8, and I'm going to be multiplying it by 25 hundredths. So my 1 in 8 represents that my whole, or 8 times 1, is 8. So in order to get to 25 hundredths, what am I going to need to do? If you said divide 8 by 2 and 1 by 2, then you're right, because 1 divided by 2 gives me 1/2, or 5/10 or 50 hundredths, right? So I'm halfway there. Think about what we're going to do next. In order to get to my end goal, which is 25 hundredths, because ultimately, remember, I want to multiply 8 by 25 hundredths, I'm going to then divide 5/10 by 2, because that's going to give me 25 hundredths. It's the same as 1/2 divided by 2. If we're relating fractions to decimals. Whatever I do to the top, I must do to the bottom. So 4 divided by 2 is going to give me 2, and that's my answer. Is there another way we can solve this or show our work in a ratio table? It's funny you ask, because there actually is. You can also multiply 25 hundredths by 8 to get the same answer. Notice how I have 1 in my top left column of my ratio table and 25 hundredths in the bottom. So the first thing I think about is the fact that 25 hundredths is the same as 25 cents. And I don't know about you, but I like money, and I know that 4 quarters is $1. So if I multiply 25 hundredths by 4, I have 1 whole. Now I must do the same thing on the top. So 1 times 4, or multiplied by 4, is 4. And if you can see, I need to get to 8. So I know that 4 times 2 is 8, so that must mean I have to multiply my 1 whole on the bottom by 2 as well. And 1 times 2 is 2. And that's the same answer. So 25 hundredths times 8 is 2, and 8 times 25 hundredths is 2.